So I did something between episodes, which we can see clearly if we pop down here. Now you may recognize this over here as an item sorter, but this over here probably looks quite confusing. And that is because this is a kind of a homemade design version of a shulker box loader. And surprisingly, it worked first time. And if we head over to our main base area, you could see that we have three things in those chests right there, and you can actually see things behind the chest. And if we go ahead and check this, you'll see we have three full shulkers of iron ingots. This is the real reason that I went end rating in the last episode, and that's going to be the true purpose of this area, is we're going to have a ton of farms that lead right into these chests. So right here we have useful, we have mob drops, which is just a string. You don't generate very much string from the iron farm, so we don't have any in there yet, but we do have a full box of poppies. So we have lots and lots of red dye to go around, and that is the true purpose of this little storage area right here. Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode on the BerryCraft server. Today is episode 5, and we are starting things off over on top of our iron farm. In that intro there, you saw that we upgraded our storage so that way we could fit more than just a double chest of items in there. We can actually fit over 2,000 stacks of items in this storage system, so we're never going to really have to worry about this overflowing, at least not for a while. But as you saw in that last episode, we went end raiding and we got these fancy new wings. We actually bought these ones. We didn't enchant them ourselves, but we are going to be doing something very, very important today that has to do with the wings. For the wings to work, you kind of need these fun things, these little rockets that help you take off. And unfortunately, I'm very laggy right now, so they're not working terribly well. But I want to build up a rocket factory. So today we are going to be doing two major things. We are going to be building a sugarcane farm and a gunpowder farm to build the ultimate rocket factory. So I have gathered up a ton of resources. All these shulker boxes here are filled with something important for our creeper farm, and we are going to get ready for a super massive time lapse. I have my hot Cheetos, I have my water, and I have the adventure zone ready to go. So let's go ahead and jump into a massive time lapse for this episode. So as you can see, way off in the distance, we actually have our creeper farm up and running now. Everything is completely set up. Unfortunately, that time lapse had to be cut short, but we are going to next actually work on the AFK station for this, which is going to, of course, be 24 blocks above the topmost layer. So I'm going to go ahead and get to work on that, and I'll give you some progress updates in just a second. Now that we have completed our little AFK spot, let's go ahead and fly up there. You will notice that we do have a little bit of a thing below our AFK spot, and that's because one of the data packs that we have on this server unfortunately makes it so that mobs spawn in a weird way and they despawn in a weird way. And unfortunately, that's going to reduce the rates of this farm. However, it still can work out for us. So I've gone ahead and just installed this little drop chute for us. That will take us down to the perfect AFK spot where we have everything we need. We have a bubble vader going back up, places for us to store everything. And that's essentially this thing done. We've gotten a lot of gunpowder. I've done a bit of AFKing. This is going to last us a really, really long time. And it might be good for us to do some stuff in the future. But I'm going to go ahead and install a pressure plate in the center of this area here. So that way in the future, we don't have to worry about our trident killers from stopping. So that will just help ensure that every time we use this farm, those trident killers are indeed up and running. On Bedrock Edition, sometimes they can get a little bit buggy and they will stop working. So having this extra failsafe is really going to be super duper useful. But the next thing that we're going to do is this is, after all, a firework factory. And so we're going to be building up a sugarcane farm right around this area. And that's going to help make sure that we have enough fireworks to last us the whole season. Maybe we'll help other berries out when they need extra fireworks, but that is the plan for that area over there. And what we're going to be doing for the last part of this episode, we do have one thing after the sugarcane farm though. So keep tuned for that. But let's go ahead and work on building that up. So we've gone ahead and installed that little thing that I was talking about. So we have a pressure plate in our AFK area that activates this wall over here. We are using the new 1.16 mechanics with how walls work to transfer a signal downwards. So whenever the piston is in this position, it will go ahead and send a signal down, and whenever it's retracted, it will send another signal down. And then at the bottom of that chute, we have an observer setup that will automatically trigger each and every one of those piston trident killers. So that way we never have to worry about them stopping, or we don't have to worry about them breaking. And it's going to work out perfectly for us. I've started to build up the first layer of our sugarcane farm. It's not going to be a very traditional sugarcane farm. It's not going to be very advanced, but essentially what we're building up here is the very, very first layer. I believe we're going to have a total of 3 layers. So I'm just going to flood this area in, and we are going to then go ahead and plant in the sugarcane. Now I can already tell you guys are asking how I'm going to get the sugarcane up on the next level, since I'm not going to have those water streams in there. And that is going to happen because we will be using waterlogged stairs to make sure that the dirt next to the sugarcane is hydrated, so that way it's all good and we don't have to worry about any clunky ways to hold water. So what's going to happen eventually is we're going to have a wall of pistons that will be activated by an observer, which will push those in, which will push that into the center, which will eventually go into a bubble vader all the way up to the top. Now that we've got the first layer in, it's definitely easier to tell what's going to be going on. We have these observers that will detect when the sugarcane goes to 3, which will activate a set of pistons. The reason we have so many observers is for redundancy, because sometimes Bedrock Edition is buggy. It's one of the buggier versions of the game, and we essentially have those in for redundancy, so we never have to worry. But when those pistons fire out, it'll come up all the way over here, and it'll be shot up through this bubble vader right here, which will take it all the way to the top, all the way to our storage system. So that way we will have that sugarcane to make paper, to make those good, very useful rockets. So for the second and third layer, we are going to basically be repeating exactly what we had done on that first layer, except we're going to use stairs, as I mentioned earlier, to keep those dirt blocks hydrated, so that way we could properly grow the sugarcane on them. So I'm going to build up the rest of this farm, and then you will get to see the finished product. And just like that, we have finished all 3 layers of our sugarcane farm. You can see that the sugarcane is already starting to grow up, which is just absolutely perfect. Now I know the rates on this thing aren't going to be that great. It's not a great sugarcane farm, but it'll fit our purposes. But if we go ahead and head down here, I did a little bit of AFK, not very long, but you can see we already have a ton of sugarcane. That's going to last us for a while. That's enough for a full double chest of rockets and then some. And we have over a full double chest of gunpowder. So let's go ahead and take 5 of these. I think you guys already know where this is going. Next up, we are going to need 4 whole stacks of sand. And then let's go and create a full stack of TNT. Now for the final part of this episode, we have made our way back to spawn. Now there's a lot of cool things going on at spawn there. We just passed a enchanted bookshop. We have a fireworks shop. We have a we have a couple real cool shops. Let's replace that real quick. We have this super cool shop. I am so excited to see what they sell over there. It looks absolutely amazing. Then we have the end shop right there, and then we have Foxy's black and white shop way up there. But that isn't why we are here today. We are not going shopping. No, we are actually updating the prizes at the block bounty. That netherite mining session that you just saw there was actually to update the prizes. But first, let's see our points. We have Foxy in the lead with 104. And coming up in second, we have Donut with 43 and third Penguin with 21. So let's go ahead and add in a full block of netherite. That isn't all the netherite I gathered. We had 2 extra ingots, which you could see in my hotbar. We're going to go ahead and do a stack of diamonds for now. This may be up later. We are going to do 4 stacks of iron blocks. Now, I believe I'm the only person on the server with an iron farm right now, so it's going to be super duper useful to have any of those, and hopefully these extra prizes, or this prize for first place, serves as an incentive for more people to collect blocks. I'm super excited, but that is about all I have time for today. If you did like this video, please make sure to leave a like on it. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. But I hope you all have the most wonderful day. And I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.